Hey guys, Bob here from Raw Strength and Muscle, going on my hour walk, and I want to answer a question that a lot of people ask, and that is, how do you eat enough food to bulk up, okay? Because, a lot of people have problems like, well, I can't get my protein in, I can't eat enough calories, I'm just not hungry, etc., etc., etc. They make no progress, okay? And there's quite simple how to go ahead and eat enough calories, okay? So first of all, let me just go ahead and say, I was going to say prioritize good food or something like that, but I'm just gonna fucking call it what it is, okay? Cut out the bullshit, okay? Don't eat anything that is not going to improve you, okay? Don't eat anything that's not going to actually build muscle. And the reason I say this is because this is not a channel for people who want to lose a little fat, and they want to, build a little muscle and look a little bit better and feel a little bit better. This is for people who want to completely fucking transform their physiques, okay? I fucking cut down like fucking 40 pounds. I was fat as fuck. Okay, I got shredded, but I was like, still skinny and weak. That was probably, and I'm gonna do a video about this, the body that most women were really attracted to, actually. But, in terms of me personally, I just wanted more muscle. So then I went ahead and built up, like 15 pounds of muscle on top of that. And that's where I am now. Very strong, very lean, very muscular, okay? So if you wanna make changes like that, you are not going to do that without completely transforming your physique. And the way you completely transform your physique is by completely transforming your lifestyle. If you are in bad shape right now, it's because you're making bad choices, you have bad habits, okay? So you cannot, reason with it, okay? You cannot reason with like, well, maybe I'll just cut out a little bit of the bad food and I'll eat a little bit more of the good food and I'll try to eat more protein, but I'll still have a ho-ho or a fluffy goo-goo cake here and there. If you want to completely transform your life, you have to completely transform your habits, and that's the first step, okay? So do not eat a goddamn thing that does not fuel you, okay? If it doesn't build muscle, boost your hormones, fucking give you energy, do not fucking eat it, okay, whatsoever. Now, this next thing that I'm gonna say here is, once you've done that, okay, once you're eating protein in every single meal, quality protein, good protein, okay, and you're basically eating fat on top of that, okay, because this is a low carb channel. I'm not saying you cannot eat high carbs, but basically you're just eating protein, and you're making up your calories that you need for energy with carbs and or fat, okay. Once you've started doing that, what you will notice is you're hungry, okay. You will notice that you're hungry because, like I said in this and other videos before, what happens a lot of times is guys will be like, well, I can't get my protein in, okay, I'm just not hungry enough to eat protein. Okay, well, what do you have for breakfast? Well, I wake up and I have a bowl of muesli, and then after that I have a muffin. I stop by Starbucks, I have a 600 calorie mocha floppy latte boo boo bop, which is basically a milkshake with a shot of espresso in it. And I just don't have any hunger for protein. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put you in a cage, okay? And I am going to slide under the door of the cage a plate of chicken, and there's going to be a fucking bottle of water next to it. Now, you can either eat the protein or you cannot eat shit, okay? And that is what I want you to do to yourself. I want you to put yourself in a situation where you only feed yourself protein first, and then after that, you eat like fat, like I said, and or carbs. For me, it's just protein and fat to give you energy, okay? And what you will automatically do is you will automatically be fucking hungry and automatically fucking eat, okay? If every plate of food that you eat has just protein on it, okay, plus whatever else you need for energy, depending upon your energy expenditure, depending upon your fat deposits, then you will be able to fucking eat all your protein, okay? So the first step is to not eat anything that, doesn't fuel your body, with the emphasis on protein, okay? That will make you hungry, okay? And then the next thing is you actually do not need to force feed yourself, okay? Because the way that I figure things out, okay, in terms of figuring out, calories for myself or someone else, bulking, cutting, or maintaining, yeah, you get a rough estimate, okay? But especially with maintaining or with lean bulking, basically what you do is you depend upon your hunger, okay? Like, let's say I were to go ahead and just give you, let's say, 6 chicken breasts a day, okay? I personally take in, 300 grams of protein, which is 50 grams of protein per meal, 6 meals a day, 300 grams of protein, okay? That's like what I do. So that would be like, let's say 200 grams measured raw of chicken, 6 times a day. Well, if I were to eat that, I would go ahead and be hungry because I'm not really getting in any energy food, okay? It's just basically pure protein. It's 220 calories, 47 grams of protein, 0 carbs, 3 grams of fat. I know it because that's my staple food. You could do the same thing with 2 cans of tuna, okay? You're gonna be hungry, okay? At which point you increase your calories by, in my case, increasing fat, okay? But you do not have to force feed yourself. People get this crap where they're like, oh, you weigh 130 pounds, you need to take in like 6,000 calories a day. I mean, there was one thing where this one guy was talking, he was a big fat power lifter, and he was talking about when he really got strong and he really gained a lot of weight. What he did was one of his powerlifting instructors told him to eat you had to eat like 3 pizzas a day, and like you had to have the pizza, you had to cover it with olive oil to add the calories and add fat, and like it was just a fucking mountain of horse shit. What he didn't mention is he got fat as a motherfucker doing that. Now, if you're a power lifter, it's part of your sport. It's literally like being a sumo wrestler. You cannot be a ripped, lean sumo wrestler. Okay, you gotta be fat, you gotta have the gut hanging down, low center of gravity. If you want to be a football linebacker, I never played football, I'm assuming it will help. Stan Efferding said in one of his videos, he's like, yeah, gain weight. You want to get stronger, gain weight. And he said specifically, it doesn't matter if it's fat or muscle, just gain weight. And he says the only problem you will have is if you are literally got such a huge fat gut that you cannot fucking reach down and deadlift, or you cannot squat down to deadlift. But aside from that, gain weight. Doesn't matter if it's fat or muscle, you'll get stronger, okay? So to be entirely honest, like all this crap about building just weight, adding in calories is fucking horseshit, okay? Because no matter what situation you're in, you do not want to overeat. So let's say you're skinny fat, okay? The last thing you want to do is eat more food and get fatter, okay? Even if you build muscle, like let's say you're 15%, not 15, like 25, 30% body fat, I'm making numbers up, and you weigh 150 pounds, okay? So you're skinny and you're fat. Would you like to be like 30% body fat at 200 pounds? Okay, so now you're muscular fat instead of just skinny fat. It's not exactly the solution. Could you do that? Could you spend a few years bulking up and getting fat and then cutting down? Yeah, you could. You'd look like shit the whole time. You'd be unhealthy. You'd probably quit because you just think you're just getting fatter and fatter, okay? Unless you're a strength athlete, getting stronger is the only way you're gonna know you're building muscle because you're so fat you can't fucking tell. So it really doesn't help, okay? Let's say you're skinny, not skinny fat, but just scrawny. And you have like shreds everywhere. I've discussed people, I've seen a few people in my life who are like that. Skinny is all hell, shredded is all hell, okay? The only good thing about them, the only positive they have, okay, basically, is that they're lean. So let's say they eat like 3 pizzas covered with olive oil a day, or they go to fucking Burger King 15 times a day, or eat whatever shit people say, and they quote bulk up. Well, now you put on 20 pounds of fat, 5 pounds of muscle, okay? So you are 5 pounds of muscle heavier, and you're fat. So now you can't even see your six pack, you can't see shit, okay? I could go on and on, but there's no situation. God forbid you're already fat. There's no way that you need to bulk up, okay? I don't care if you're skinny. So what I'm saying is, if you're not hungry, okay, and you're getting in your protein, you really don't need any more food. You don't need to get in a huge amount of calories, okay? So how do you know when you bring it up? Okay, first of all, don't look at the scale. Do not look at the scale and say, well, you have to increase your scale weight by 1 pound a week. Watch some of these guys, watch fucking Plates and Dates and whatever, and he'll talk about like, yeah, this guy got ready for this movie and in 20 weeks he put on 20 pounds and he was on all kinds of gear. Okay, so homie's on all kinds of gear and he put on 20 pounds in 20 weeks okay, with perfect training and decent genetics. And you think that skinny dude over here, okay, who's built like Bruce Lee, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're lucky, you're in a good place. Just build muscle, don't get fat, and you'll be a fucking Adonis in a little bit. But you think skinny guy over here is going to be able to build a pound of muscle a week. He's obviously a hard gainer. He obviously has skinny man genetics. He's not on gear. And you think that he is going to get a pound a week, the same that a gifted athlete, somebody with like really good genetics, okay? And watch some of these plates and dates videos. They'll talk about like, hey, you know, this guy was actually in pretty good shape before he started lifting. Yeah, exactly. Then he jumps on gear and he gains a pound a week with good genetics, great training, proper nutrition, and a ton of gear. So you think that skinny guy over here is going to put on a pound a week naturally, and it's going to be muscle? You're a fucking moron, okay? And like I said, the thing about it is skinny fat, if you keep your body fat percentage at the same, you're going to get discouraged. If you're fat, or if you're skinny rather, and you get fat and you look worse, you're going to get discouraged. You're not going to keep going. So the point I'm trying to make here is just judge it by your level of hunger, okay? You know, that's what I always tell people when I'm getting them, when I get them on like a lean bulk, okay? I tell people, okay, well, this is about the calories you should be getting. Let me know how you feel, okay? You shouldn't be force feeding yourself, okay? If you are force feeding yourself, you're probably getting in too many calories, okay? Reduce the energy food, okay? Carbs or fat. In my case, it's always gonna be fat. On the other hand, okay, you know, like I said, if you're, if you're eating, let's say, 200 pounds you weigh, we're trying to get you to lean bulk, your maintenance should be around 3,000 calories. How are you feeling? Man, I was hungry after that leg workout. Okay, great. So I have my people eat more food, okay? Just add in more food, as much fat as possible, okay? Fat as opposed to like protein, because we're doing low carb, carbs aren't come into play. So just go ahead and you eat a little bit more, make some eggs, throw some cheese on top, eat some meat, whatever, okay? Just go ahead and get, protein maybe, but emphasis on fat. If you do that for a couple days, it means it's not just like this one day you were more active. It's not like this one day you had a harder workout. If you go 2-3 days and you have to add, food and calories every day because you're hungry, then you go ahead and you bump up your calories a little bit, okay? Say your body weight in pounds, add that many calories. See how you feel for another couple days, and that's how you increase it, okay? So the point is, you should not be in a situation where you have to force feed yourself. You should always eat to hunger. I'm hungry, I eat, I feel good. Start getting hungry, look at my watch, hey, look, it's time to eat again, okay? It shouldn't be like, oh my God, I gotta get this meal done. If you do, you're getting fat, okay? Base it upon your hunger, base it upon your energy levels, base it upon how you're doing in the gym, okay? Because the bottom line is, what can an average guy build? Let's say you've never been in the gym, or you've been wasting your time in the gym. You go to the gym, you have no plan, nutrition sucks, you never have no consistency in anything. So you basically have been going to the gym, but you haven't been working out. You've been like entering the gym and wasting time and leaving, but you haven't been working out, or you haven't been going to the gym at all. Let's say you go ahead and you start, working out properly for the first time in your life, eating properly for the first time in your life, recovering properly for the first time in your life. You could probably build, like I said, 5 to 10 pounds easily in the first year, okay? People say 12 to 15. Both academic scientists and bro scientists say 12 to 15. I say 5 to 10 because that's a massive difference, and it's also like 100% very, 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 very definitely possible. That's like, 10, 12 pounds a year even is only 1 pound a month, so you're not going to be able to judge that, Drink like 1 glass of water and you gained a pound. So how are you going to judge it? You're not going to judge it on the scale. What you're going to judge it by is whether you're increasing your strength or not. Are you lifting more and more weight? Yes. Getting stronger? Yes. Well, I guarantee you're not losing muscle and you're probably gaining some muscle, okay? So judge it by that, okay? So now we know how to increase our calories. We don't have to force feed ourselves. So what are some other reasons that people have problems getting in their food? Intermittent fasting. Now, I have nothing against intermittent fasting, but almost everybody that trains with me ends up switching from intermittent fasting. And I never tell them to, okay? We just talk a little bit, and we usually come to the agreement that they need to start adding in some more meals. And there are a couple reasons for that. Like, the real reason for that is every time you eat protein, you initiate muscle protein synthesis. That means, you're synthesizing muscle from the protein you eat. So if you do that once a day because you're intermittent fasting, or one meal a day or whatever, or if you do it twice because you're intermittent fasting or whatever, what you're basically going to end up doing is only building muscle once or twice a day. You could, however, do this every 2 or 3 hours. Okay, that's about the maximum. Every 2 or 3 hours, initiate muscle protein synthesis by eating protein. So if you eat 6 meals a day every 3 hours, that's 6 times a day. Now, it's not going to make a huge difference today. It's not going to make a huge difference tomorrow, but it is going to make a huge difference over weeks and months and years. So if you're doing intermittent fasting, you're not growing as much. But another real issue is, I have a problem. I can only get in 100 grams of protein a day. Okay. What do you eat? Well, I eat 1 meal a day, or I do intermittent fast. I eat 2 meals a day. Actually, one of the most recent coaching calls in my group coaching program, the Raw Strength and Muscle Brotherhood, which you have to join if you're serious about changing your life, your physique, transforming yourself. But anyway, one of the last coaching calls, we had a conversation just like this. It's like, the guy's like, yeah, I have a hard time getting my protein. I'm like, okay, what are you eating? So, I'm eating 2 meals a day. I'm like, okay. Let's say that, you're eating, 6 chicken breasts a day. I'm eating 6 chicken breasts a day, plus the food that I use to get fat, to get the fat from. It could be nuts, it could be cheese, it could be eggs, whatever, to increase, my calories and my fat. But just the 6 chicken breasts alone, that means I'd have to eat like 1.5 pounds of chicken twice a day. Or I'd have to eat 3 pounds of chicken in one sitting to get my protein requirements in for the day. Plus, like I said, you need energy food. You need to get your energy from somewhere. I get it from from fat. So let's say I eat 3 pounds of chicken a day, 4 ounces of almonds, okay, 4 ounces of peanuts, it's just like I said, like imagine eating all this food all at once. And then you get people saying, well, I can't eat enough, fucking food. Well, how do you get your protein? Oh yeah, in 2 meals a day, 1 meal a day. If you do it 6 meals a day, once again, you wake up in the morning. If you're not hungry when you wake up in the morning, you're eating too much. Your metabolism is not kicking, okay? So you wake up in the morning, you should be hungry, eat. Okay, I work out after I wake up in the morning and eat. So then guess what? I'm hungry, eat. Okay, around noon, 3 hours later, start to get hungry, eat. So basically I'm hungry, not all day when I'm maintaining or bulking, but I'm like hungry. It's like I start to get hungry and I just eat again. So I don't understand how some people might have a problem with, getting in all their meals, but then they, like you say, oh, I like intermittent fasting, and then you complain that you cannot get your meals in, okay? It's like somebody saying, I don't have enough money. What do? I work 1 day a week. Really? Well, consider working like, maybe like, 4 or 5 days a week like everybody else, and you might be able to make enough money, So, like I said, spread out your meals and divide your meals. You're going to get better, faster, more gains, plus you're going to actually be able to eat your food, okay? So, let's see what else you got going on here, okay? Another thing about this is you can just drink your calories, okay? Now, I'm not a big fan of protein shakes, okay? But I am a big fan of the old school Vince Gironda, Rio Blair thing, where guys would take like half and half or just heavy cream, raw eggs, protein powder, milk and egg protein powder, not like whey protein powder, okay? Milk and egg protein powder. And, they would just go ahead and just drink that, okay? So what are some of the things that I do? Some things that I'll do, I'll make, like 6 fluid ounces of half and half, throw in 6 eggs, throw in a little bit of cinnamon because I like the taste of it, okay? And, just mix it up, drink it down, okay? I'll take 3 eggs, put a half a cup of heavy cream, half a cup of whole milk, some milk and egg protein powder, some cinnamon, shake it up, drink it down, The thing with me is, honestly, when I wake up first thing in the morning, I'm starving, hungry, but I don't feel like eating, I don't feel like cooking. So what I usually do is, a lot of times I'll make like my shake the night before and I'll go ahead and drink that for breakfast, okay? Get my meal in, okay? And, one last thing is, are you like recovering your digestive system properly, so to speak? Okay. If you, are not taking enough fiber, okay, you definitely need to go ahead and, get your fiber in. Because there are a couple problems with that. Okay, first of all, Vince Gironda was a big fan of getting in fiber, psyllium husk fiber supplement. He said take it every night, okay? And the reason is you absorb a lot of nutrients through your intestine, okay? And if your intestine's not clean, you're not gonna have the surface area necessary to absorb those nutrients. So even if you have a perfect diet, you're still not going to be absorbing the perfect amount of nutrients, okay? So by doing this, fiber is like eating a brush. It's like swallowing a sponge or a scrub brush is the way I describe it. It goes through your whole digestive system. It just cleans everything out, okay? So, like I said, you got the surface area, the clean surface area of your intestine to go ahead and absorb nutrients. But in terms of eating enough food, if you eat food and you do not excrete that food, okay, you're gonna feel bloated. And then you're like, well, I want to eat. Well, grow the fuck up and eat some fiber. And I know people are going to say like, well, once in a while I have like a broccoli. No. Get in psyllium husk, okay, fiber supplement, okay? I'm leaving on the weekend right now, okay? Vitor Belfort, Anderson Silva are fighting. I live in Florida, okay? It's my birthday coming up soon. And, the fight got brought from California over to Florida because of COVID reasons. So my girlfriend got us tickets for my birthday, and I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna take my psyllium husk supplement with me to the hotel, okay? A lot of people talk about like, well, I eat some salad or I eat some broccoli. I will, come hell or high water, get in my fiber fucking requirements. Now, if I go out this weekend and for some reason I don't have access to salads and vegetables and whatever, I get my fiber in, okay? If I eat a salad, that's great. I love salads. Salads are great. But I don't think anybody who claims that eating a salad or some shit like this is enough for them to get their fiber in. I don't think a single one of them is really getting their fiber in, okay? So grow the fuck up. Stop being a fucking little bitch. Fiber's not a laxative. I know people, oh, need a laxative. It will keep you from shitting water, okay? Just take fucking fiber. I could talk about this for hours. Just take fucking fiber. It will keep you from getting bloated. It will allow you to eat more because you won't be bloated. You'll feel like eating, okay? Drink enough water, okay? There are a million reasons for water. I don't want to get off track and get into them, but if you don't drink enough water, your digestive system's not going to be moving along. You're going to feel bloated. You're going to feel dry. You're going to feel stuffed up. Drink a lot of water. You'll be able to eat more because you'll feel like eating more. Okay. And if you have an issue, look into digestive enzymes. Okay. I use digestive enzymes. I try not to miss meals, obviously, but obviously in the real world things happen sometimes. So I have to double up a meal. And when that does happen, I just go ahead and take some digestive enzymes to make sure that I get, that everything gets absorbed. Okay. There are enzymes in your stomach that allow you to digest certain types of foods, whether it's carbs, fiber, fat, protein, etc. Okay, and then of course there's stomach acid, okay, which breaks things down on a chemical basis. And if that's not proper, you might have issues digesting your food. Okay, so when people start talking about how flagellant they are or whatever, or they're belching or whatever, they think it's funny because they're fucking 5 years old or redneck idiots. You need to understand that shit ain't right. You should not be producing gas. What basically happens when you produce gas is you're consuming food, you are not digesting it, it is not going anywhere, and as a result, it's literally fermenting inside of your body and producing toxic gas. So instead of laughing about it like a fucking moron, why don't you realize you have an issue and look into what you're eating. If you're eating mostly whole natural foods, you shouldn't have much of a problem. And if you are, you need to look into, like I said, seeing what you could do with digestive enzymes to go ahead and make sure that you're digesting your food properly, okay? So anyway, those are just like a whole bunch of tips, shotgun style, on how you can get enough food in, okay? But remember, the most important thing here is to eat only what will actually fuel your body. Start with protein. As you need more energy, increase your energy food. In my case, that's protein, then you add fat. And you should always be a little hungry. You should never force feed yourself, okay? And by doing that, you are going to be able to continue to improve, okay, whether that's fat loss, muscle growth, or both, without adding any fat, okay, because that's counterproductive. Like I said, if you build 30 pounds of muscle and 30 pounds of fat, you're going to look like a bigger version of the fat person you were, okay. And like I said, you can do this in like one big long process, okay. You can go ahead and start concentrating on protein. Let's say you're very overweight, concentrate on protein, okay. Put in some fat. I call it the pure protein diet, okay, where you get about 30% of your calories from fat, okay, get about 70% of your calories from protein, okay, and you'll lose fat quickly, okay. You'll reach a point where that's not enough, okay, start adding in some fat. You're hungry, lower energy, dragging the gym, increase the fat, increase the calories. Keep going, eventually you'll reach maintenance, okay. But what you're not going to do is force yourself to eat, okay? Because like I said, if you're forcing yourself to eat, you're either eating too much and just getting fat, or you're not really prioritizing getting a good nutrition. Protein in the first place, and then fat for energy afterwards. Anyway, I hope you guys like this video. It's a long video. I'm at 26 minutes now, but like I said, this is really should be like the gospel for whoever's trying to get in shape, for whoever's having a hard time, gaining weight, getting muscle, leaning out, getting their protein in. Very important points here. If you guys are interested, okay, in learning exactly how to do this, okay, exactly how to set up the pure protein diet, exactly how to get fat adapted, exactly how to figure out your maintenance, exactly how to lean bulk, okay, I always end my bulks with abs. Okay, I go into a cutting phase with abs after a bulk. So if you guys want to learn how to do stuff like that, as well as how to get just strong as fuck on basic weighted calisthenics movements, even if you can't do unweighted calisthenics, go ahead and check out the Raw Strength and Muscle Brotherhood at rsambrotherhood.com. It's my group coaching program. It's got my entire low carb cutting and bulking program, my nutrition program. It's got my entire weighted calisthenics program, the Raw Strength and Muscle Workout. Plus, we got a community where you can pop in, ask questions, check out the forum on your exercises, etc. I'm in there every day answering questions. And once a week, we get on a Zoom call and I answer your questions, okay? So like I said, if you're really serious about completely changing your body, that's definitely the best way to do it, okay? rsamworkout.com, check it out. Aside from that, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Click that little bell so you get notified when I put up the next video, okay? Follow me on Instagram, because this weekend I'm going to be vlogging from Hollywood, Florida, and before I put out the vlog video on YouTube, I'm going to be putting out little clips of my stories and whatever in Instagram. So make sure you follow me on Instagram. And aside from that, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.